Good morning, UUSS. Let's all join in a rousing chorus of "There's a river flowing in my soul." There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my soul. And it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my soul. In my heart, there's a river flowing in my heart. There's a river flowing in my heart, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my heart. River in my mind. There's a river flowing in my mind. Oh, in my mind. There's a river flowing in my mind. And it's telling me that I'm somebody. Oh, there's a river flowing in my mind. There's a river flowing. There's a river flowing. There's a river flowing in my mind. And it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing. There's a river flowing. There's a river flowing in my
Good morning. I'm your worship associate, Dawn Huebner, and welcome to our annual poetry service, focused today on the poetry of healing. The service will be led by the Reverend Lucy Bunch, assisted by Ministerial Intern Sophia McKean and musicians extraordinaire Anthony and Irina. If you're with us online, you can find the orders of service on our website or through the link in the Zoom chat. Our congregation's mission says, join me if you know it, we come together to deepen our lives and be a force for healing in the world. You can explore the ways we live out this mission by checking the Blue Sheet, our weekly calendar of activities, available both here at church and online. If you're new and you'd like to learn more about what's going on, please fill out a newcomers form at the welcome table after the service or later through a link on our website. Because this is a holiday weekend, things on campus are a little quieter than usual, with one exception. Today is the last day to participate in a matching funds challenge for the art portion of our memorial wall. We need $2,500 more to maximize a $5,000 matching fund challenge offered by an anonymous donor. Succeeding with the match will allow us to fund a stunning, custom-designed mosaic river along the length of the wall. If you haven't already donated, please consider giving today. You can learn more about the Memorial Wall Project and how to give after the service at a table or look online for the link. Next week, on Sunday, December 7th, please allow extra time to come to church. The California International Marathon will block access from Highway 50 and other approaches from the south of Fair Oaks Boulevard and J Street. Please use Business Highway 80 instead and exit at Exposition Way or Arden. Expect some slowing down as you near Sierra Boulevard as well. Your reward for this, of course, will be a lovely service, coffee, and soup sundae provided by the UUSS board. I'll be making cookies. The following week, Sunday the 14th at noon in the Foz Room, please join the Reverend Doug Kraft for a meditation forum. You are invited to bring your expertise insight, experience, curiosity, and questions. Actually, it doesn't say expertise, so it's just experience. You don't have to have any expertise at all. All are welcome. The event is hosted by Adult Enrichment here at UUSS. Moving back to today, if you're on Zoom, we invite you to remain online after the service for 20 minutes of friendly conversation. And if you're here, please stay to enjoy coffee and conversation in the welcome hall. And now, if you haven't already done so, please silence your phone and all beeping devices so we can be fully present for the service. Again, welcome. We're glad you're here.
Hi. So you're going to really want to come next week because I'm preaching on Celtic spirituality, and it's going to be super, super cool. And we're going to have really amazing music. Though I know some of you, it's very, very hard to get here, and I respect that, and so I expect to see you on Zoom. The rest of you, where if it's just a little bit hard, I'm hoping to see you here in person on Sunday. Anara Gard is our chalice ladder today. We're honoring poets and poetry, and she is one of our resident poets in the congregation. I offer these words by the Reverend Lisa Doge. Why a flaming chalice, the question comes. It is the cup of life, we answer, a cup of blessing overflowing, a cup of water to quench our spirit's thirst. The flame of truth, the fire of purification. Out of chaos, fear, and horror, thus was this symbol crafted more than 80 years ago. So may it be for us in these days of uncertainty, sorrow, and rage. And let it be a light to warm our souls and guide us home.
potentially was anticipating, what is RE up to? But this morning, what a mystery. RE, you are welcome to head out where you see Crystal and continue your aspect of the service elsewhere as we...
Wait, you know what? They are doing something really cool with thresholds. Is that right, Crystal? Yeah. So any of you feel called to go out and enjoy Soul Kids with Crystal and company, please do.
I guess we solved the mystery, gang. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love.
Next, we light our candle of compassion and resistance. In this ritual, we recognize the times in which we live, times of disruption and anxiety in this country and the world. When cruelty is on display and so many are in danger, our values call us to compassion and resistance. As we kindle this flame, let its light inspire us to bear witness to human decency, dignity, freedom, and the power of love. And now we uplift and hold the joys and sorrows of those in our community. Susan Carlson shares that after 6 months of healing from his broken leg, surgery, and rod and screw placement, Richard Carlson is back in the hospital because the rod broke. He's had more surgery, new hardware, and now will need more rehab. But she also shares a joy that her family had a fun, silly, joyful Thanksgiving feast at their house 2 days before Richard was taken to the ER. And Nedra Moore shares that she has an upcoming cataract surgery on Tuesday, December 2nd, and would like positive thoughts for the success of this procedure. I invite you to join with me in prayer. We call to us the spirit of life, the spirit of this community, all that we hold holy. We know that so many in this community and in our world are in need of healing right now, be it for illness or fractured relationship. And we know there are people carrying pains like chronic illness, which may never find a cure. For all those in need, we hold you in our hearts. We uplift you. May the world knit itself around you and bring you mending, even if that takes an unexpected form. May your pain be eased. And may you find yourself continually held by community and in relationship that can recognize your pain, recognize your voice, answer your need, help you to know that you do not walk alone. As we enter into a minute of silent prayer and reflection, may we feel ourselves held in love and hold each other in love. Blessed be, and amen.
Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to heartache, listen to grief. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to gladness, listen to joy. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to anger, listen to hurt. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to beauty, listen to grace. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to you, listen to me. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Be still and breathe. Be still and be.
In the medieval tale, The Fisher King, a knight is traveling through a blighted kingdom. He enters into the castle and finds the king reclining on his bed, suffering from a horrible wound on his leg. His country is falling apart around him. Family and attendants are silent, clearly in despair, but ignoring his wound. No one seems to know what to do. The knight is courteous, but feels that he doesn't have anything to offer the king. But heading back down the trail after leaving the kingdom, he runs into a wise crone. "Why didn't you help him?" she says. The knight replied, he didn't know what to do. "Well, why didn't you ask him?" said the crone. So the knight turns around and travels back to the kingdom, returns to the castle, and approaches the king with compassion. "What ails you?" he asks. The spell is broken, and the healing begins for the king and his lands. Our service today is about healing, and we will share 3 poems on this theme. And so to set the stage for our engagement with this theme, I ask, what ails you? Is it fear or anxiety, powerlessness, overwhelm, despair? Many of us feel stuck. Many of us, like that knight, see things that need to be different, but don't know what to do. To start the process of healing, to release the spell that we are held in, we must name our illness and our struggle. What ails you? I talk a lot about self-care in sermons and pastoral visits. I've been telling you for years now that self-care is critical for navigating our world and what is being asked of us. And you all know caring for yourself means rest, good food, meditation, prayer, exercise, whatever helps your body process stress and restores your spirit. Self-care is healing. We're used to thinking about healing as kind of one and done, right? There's something wrong with you, you heal, then you're okay. But healing in times like this is an everyday necessity. For if your life and experience is like mine, the trauma comes every time you read the news or look at social media. Now, some of you may say, your wounds are nothing compared to others. Your illness is nothing compared to what others are going through. And this might very well be true, but that's not really the point. We all need awareness of what ails us and practices that help us heal. Our mission statement says that we come together to deepen our lives and be a force for healing in the world. And healing the world, before you can be a force for healing, you have to be able to heal yourself. I ask you again, what ails you? Wherever you are on your healing journey, I hope you will find something meaningful in these poems today, something that seeps into you and reveals a healing path. We have 3 poems to share this morning, and we will begin with a reading of the poem, then there will be a reflection, and then there'll be a second reading of the poem. You should have received a copy of the poems when you came in today, so those of you who process better by reading can follow along if that's helpful to you. Let us begin.
Charm for Healing by Sean Parker Dennison. The Reverend Sean Parker Dennison is a UU minister serving the Rogue Valley UU Fellowship in Ashland, Oregon. Charm for Healing. Wrap your heart in dark purple silk to absorb the fluid sorrow and glare of screens screaming again and again of children killing children, each other, and themselves. Take a red cord and tie it in knots, 1 for every sorrow and 3 for despair. Spin it in your hands over and over the clenched knuckles, hard and helpless. Find a mustard yellow marigold to hold, or better, one that is still growing up through a crack in the dry dirt or concrete. Let your tears and acid rainwater her brilliance. When the sky is more orange than fire, as if the whole world is burning, and the moon struggles to shine through the ash and smoke, sing the howling song of the wolf alone. Sing all night to call the rose gold dawn and the first breath of the new day. Your birthing cry trembling at first, then thundering. Call to everyone, everything that survives. Keep going, keep breathing and calling, keep being alive. Bring others with you. Bring them all to life.
So I thought I'd kick things off with something on the lighter side. Actually, I wanted to find a poem about lament, the passionate expression of grief, And with this beautiful poem from Sean Parker Dennison, I got a lot more. We've lost so much in these past years. Some of these things that we've lost may be regained in time. Some things may actually come back different or better. Some things may be better gone. But for now, the losses are real. They're profound. Loss of lives, loss of trust, of safety, loss of the security of the government infrastructure, loss of our agency, loss of our sense of possibility. These are big losses, but it's more than grief that ails us. There's anger and despair. We are suppressing many of these feelings. I've been aware that I am physically holding in a lot of emotion, and it's starting to take its toll on my body and spirit. So I'm really drawn to the Reverend Dennison's instructions, or as he calls them, a charm for healing. Now, his instructions are very straightforward and specific. You should have no trouble following them. First, he says, protect your heart from further pain and despair. Wrap it in dark purple silk. Next, you're supposed to tie a cord, a knot for every sorrow, and 3 knots for despair. This feels like hard. It feels hard to me. We're trained not to dwell on painful things, and yet he's asking us not only to name them and feel them, but to create a knot to represent them. He knows that in order to release our pain, we must name it. Now, I love the next part. Find a marigold that has grown up through a crack in the concrete. I think, has everyone seen one of those pictures of some little blossom through a parched land or a concrete space? We love that idea, right, of something surviving in the hardships. He wants you to water this flower with your tears. He wants you to companion this flower, because both of you know what it means to survive in difficult times. And then comes the release. Howling like a wolf through the ash and smoke, that primordial wail that echoes through time. Many cultures know this well. They have a practice of keening when they're grieving, of releasing their grief with an intense keening wail. I really hope you howl. Howling like a wolf through the ash and smoke. You don't really have to make a noise in order to do this. You can imagine being a wolf. When my dog howls, I imagine, I live through my dog when my dog howls. Imagine being that wolf, throwing back your head and letting go. Or find a really loud place, maybe under a freeway, and let it rip. Whatever you can do to release the intensity of your feeling. But I really hope that you'll make a noise so that others can hear you. It will heal them too. For Dennison says, call to everyone, bring others with you, bring them to life. This is A Charm for Healing by Sean Parker Dennison. Wrap your heart in dark purple silk to absorb the fluid sorrow and the glare of the screens screaming again and again of children killing children, each other and themselves. Take a red silk cord and tie it in knots, 1 for every sorrow and 3 for despair. Spin it in your hands over the clenched knuckles, hard and helpless. Find a mustard yellow marigold to hold, Or better, one that is still growing up through a crack in the dry dirt or concrete. Let your tears and acid rain water her brilliance. When the sky is more orange than fire, as the whole world is burning and the moon struggles to shine through the ashen smoke, sing the howling song of the wolf alone. Sing all night to call the rose gold dawn and the first breath of the new day. Your birthing cry trembling at first, then thundering. Call to everyone, everything that survives. Keep going, keep breathing and called, keep being alive. Bring others with you. Bring them all to life.
Wendell Erdman Berry, born August 5, 1934, is an American novelist, poet, essayist, environmental activist, cultural critic, and farmer in rural Kentucky. This is Peace of the Wild Things by Wendell Berry. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time I rest in the grace of the world and am free.
I come into the peace of wild things who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. Those are the lines that jumped out at me from that poem. Here's why. 12 years ago, my first spouse died. It was a slow death, a death we knew was coming. So for months on end, we were steeped in the forethought of grief. There wasn't any way around it. And yet, I didn't want anticipatory grief to be the only thing marking our days. So we went to Roatan. Roatan is a small island off the coast of Honduras. It's on the Mesoamerican Barrier Reef, the second largest reef system in the world, and the snorkeling there is fantastic. We'd been there before, so we knew. Snorkeling is a touchstone for me. It centers and restores me. I wanted and needed it before my spouse's inevitable end. I adore snorkeling. Snorkeling specifically, not diving. With diving, you have to fiddle with gear, keep track of your depth, your diving buddy, and your oxygen levels. With snorkeling, there isn't any of that. It's effortless. You just lie there, suspended on the surface of the water, kicking every once in a while, but only if you feel like it. There's nothing to do but breathe and look down. And right there beneath you, there's this whole vibrant world. Knobby coral, ruffled coral, turtles, rays, eels, and fish. So many fish. I've snorkeled enough that, like a good birder, I can identify them. And there they are, all these fish, feeding and grooming and protecting their territory. It may be perilous for them, but it isn't for me. It isn't the least bit perilous lying on the surface of the water, looking down at this scene teeming with life. It's fascinating and peaceful. It captivates me and replenishes me. It helped me way back then, and it continues to help me now. Lou and I just got back from a snorkeling trip. We were worn out, tired of feeling horrified by the current administration and their deliberate, casual cruelty. We needed our emotional tanks topped off. This time, Hawaii did the trick. I need to snorkel periodically to keep the feeling it engenders alive. It's what I bring to mind when I can't get to sleep, when the despair of the world grows on me and I'm desperate for a place of peace. I close my eyes and picture the reef. But picturing the reef is only part of it because it's not really about the fish. It's the feeling I have suspended above the reef, the feeling of life carrying on with all its complexity while I lie on the surface, watching all that color, all that movement, all that life, filling me, holding me. The only thing I have to do is breathe. Peace of the Wild Things by Wendell Berry. When despair for the world grows in me and I wake in the night at the least sound in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world and am free.
Generosity is a spiritual practice, which is why this congregation has a practice of giving away half of Sunday's offering to an organization working to make a difference in the world. This month, our community partner is the Sacramento Native American Health Center. The center provides culturally competent, holistic, patient-centered care without tribal or ethnic requirements, and is an important part of the safety net for the uninsured and underinsured in our region. Thank you for your support of UUSS and the Sacramento Native American Health Center. This morning's offering will now be given and received. As the ushers come forward, please join me in our unison response. May generosity bless our world, and may gratitude nourish our spirits.
Our final poem is by Rosemary Watola Traumer. She is a poet with more than 10 published books of poetry, and she lives in Colorado. Belief. So I cannot save the world, can't even save myself, can't wrap my arms around every frightened child, can't foster peace among nations, can't bring love to all who feel unlovable. So I practice opening my heart right here in this room and being gentle with my insufficiency. I practice walking down the street heart first. And if it is insufficient to share love, I will practice loving anyway. I want to converse about truth, about trust. I want to invite compassion into every interaction. One willing heart can't stop a war. One willing heart can't feed all the hungry. And sometimes, daunted by a task too big, I tell myself, what's the use of trying? But today, the invitation is clear: to be ridiculously courageous in love, to open the heart like a lilac in May, knowing freeze is possible and opening anyway. To take love seriously, to give love wildly, to race up to the world as if I were a puppy, adoring and unjaded, stumbling on my own exuberance, to feel the shock of indifference, of anger, of cruelty, of fear, and to stay open, to love as if it matters, as if the world depends on it.
I knew I was going to cry when she read that, so here we are. At our Exploring Unitarian Universalist class last week, we discussed the meaning of faith. It was an interesting discussion. What does it mean to have faith? We read several quotes on the topic. One of my favorites was from the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He said, "Faith is taking the first step, even when you can't see the whole staircase." Another favorite of the group was from the author Dan Millman. "Faith means living with uncertainty, feeling your way through life, letting your heart guide you like a lantern in the dark." Which brings me to this beautiful poem, which for me is about faith in the power of love. So what does this have to do with healing? What ails you? She describes the debilitating sense of helplessness. So much suffering, so little we can do. So what does she suggest? Opening your heart. This is a quiet little poem. There's no shouting in this poem. There's no desperation in this poem. It's a quiet little poem. But in its own way, I think what she asks of us is more difficult than howling like a wolf. Trotter doesn't say, open your heart if it feels right. Open your heart if you get something in return. Open your heart because you'll get results, proven results from it. She says, even if it's insufficient to share love, I will practice loving anyway. Now the doubt is still in there. She says that she tells herself, what is the use of trying? But she loves anyway. We say that love heals. I think there's a rock song on that topic. And many of us know to feel someone's love and care for us can indeed heal our physical or spiritual wounds. But the poet is suggesting something a little different. She's suggesting we heal ourselves by loving others, by loving the world, seriously, wildly. She urges us to be ridiculously, courageously in love. I love the puppy metaphor because I have a puppy who is now loving the world with abandon, so much so that she loves the squirrels so much she runs into the tree when she's chasing them. Is that what the poet is asking of us? Abandon? What do you think? Do you have it in you? Are you courageous enough to love the world so completely? Are you courageous enough to have faith? To do it even if you don't get anything clear signals back that it's making a difference? Because of the divisions in our country, often when I talk about the power of love and loving everyone and everything, people immediately go to the idea that you should start loving your enemy. I hear that a lot. I'm not recommending that today. It's too specific. I recommend you start by loving the sky and the moon, loving the plants and the animals, loving the people here in this room, the people you live with, loving life, loving yourself. Let your heart be open in the places where you feel safe and can exercise the muscle of your heart. What does it mean to have faith in the transformative power of love? What does it mean to let yourself be healed by loving the world? The poet says it perfectly. To feel the shock of indifference, of anger, of cruelty, of fear, and stay open. To love as if it matters, as if the world depends on it. This is the poem Belief by Rosemary Watola Trommer. So I can't save the world, can't even save myself. I can't wrap my arms around every frightened child, can't foster peace among the nations, can't bring love to all who feel unlovable. So I practice opening my heart right here in this room and being gentle with my insufficiency. I practice walking down the street heart first. And if it is insufficient to share love, I will practice loving anyway. I want to converse about truth, about trust. I want to invite compassion into every interaction. One willing heart can't stop a war. One willing heart can't feed all the hungry. And sometimes, daunted by a task too big, I tell myself, what's the use of trying? But today, the invitation is clear: to be ridiculously, courageously in love. To open the heart like a lilac in May, knowing freeze is possible, and opening anyway. To take love seriously, to give love wildly, to race up to the world as if I were a puppy, adoring and unjaded, stumbling on my own exuberance. To feel the shock of indifference, of anger, of cruelty, of fear, and stay open. To love as if it matters. To love as if the world depends on it. Blessed be.
Together in this space and this world we can love. Let's be in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we trust the wisdom in each of us, every color, every creed and kind, and we hear faces in each other's eyes, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we tell a story from deep inside, and we listen with a loving mind, and we hear voices in each other's words, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we share the silence of sacred space, and the God of our heart stirs within, and we feel the power of each other's faith, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place.
As we extinguish our chalice flame, please join me in speaking our shared intention. May the power of this gathering light our way forward with courage. In the days to come, let us remember that our fear is outworked by hope, and that hatred is no match for the power of love.
Let's reach out to each other and to our community. And the practice of reaching out is the beginning of opening our hearts. So, whatever your plans are, howling like a wolf, finding a beautiful natural space to take in the peace of wild things, or loving the world like a puppy with abandon, may you go forth. May you find healing. May healing fill you, and may you offer it to our hurting world so that you may indeed be a force for healing in the world. Blessed be.